What's up and welcome back. We've made it to our final part 4 watch of KAL Ho Na Ho. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this far. I'm STEPH, joined by SYNTELL.
What's cracking, baby?
Make sure before we jump back in to hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up. And we're going to continue.
I love you very, very much, Nai.
What?
हेलो अमन, ये क्या कर रहे हो?
माँ मुझे जाना है, प्लीज.
You don't need to be running, my guy.
Dude, what? You're killing yourself.
नैना मेरा सब कुछ है, मेरी जिंदगी है, मेरी मोहब्बत है.
और इतनी आसानी से अपनी जिंदगी को जाने दोगे तुम नैना को नहीं छोड़ सकते. अपने लिए नहीं, नैना के लिए नहीं, तो एक मरते हुए आदमी के लिए सही. मेरी आखिरी ख्वाहिश पूरी कर रोहित, प्लीज.
What?
इतना प्यार करते हो कि जाने के बाद भी मेरे लिए प्यार छोड़ के जाना चाहते हो.
Oh, so she hasn't been married yet. Okay,
No,
so that was just like the bridal party that we saw from before. Okay.
What?
The look on your face.
I'm like, I don't. This isn't cool to Rohit. No one loves someone that much. Like, why are you crying, like, at your wedding?
That part. And your lover is like right
sad.
Yeah, poor Rohit. This is like the worst day of her life.
Yeah. Girl, please. What? I'm so confused by this.
Yeah, you would think we were at a funeral.
Yeah.
शादी के बाद थोड़ी मोटी हो गई है.
Girl. Feel like she's been doing this the whole movie.
Fantastic.
I feel like taking your girl. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
इस जन्म में नैना तुम्हारी, लेकिन अगले हर जन्म में वो मेरी हो.
Oh my gosh, you guys. How are you gonna make him promise his wife up?
Promise.
Okay, well,
I get the sentiment.
I'm confused a little bit, but you know, there's space for understanding.
Oh, he gave him.
और वो चला गया, हम सबको छोड़ के. वो मेरा पहला प्यार था, और तुम्हारा भी, है ना जिया?
Mom, it's getting cold. Can we go inside, please?
Who is she?
Whose kid is that? Probably theirs.
By the way, 2-3 दिन से नहीं बोला.
क्या?
That I love you.
हर लड़की का सपना होता है कि उसे अपने पति में एक अच्छा दोस्त मिले.
That girl did not look like their
अच्छे
child.
दोस्त में पति पा लिया.
Look at their house. Cute.
और ये
Yeah.
मेरी कहानी.
Okay.
I like that Gia was in the end.
That is a beautiful home.
Yeah.
The first thing that comes to mind when I
Talk to
think
me.
of this is I think about Will Smith.
Yeah.
Let me explain, because there's no secret that Jada's love of her life is a rapper by the name of Tupac Shakur. And Tupac is considered in many circles to be arguably one of the greatest rap artists of all time. Beloved by everybody, created a foundation that many other rappers started off from. Just beloved everywhere, just beloved. And here you have Will, who's another good guy, outstanding dude, has his own career, did his own thing. But the running joke was that you were never the love of your own wife's life. Like, this man has always had your heart. And he's even still competing with this man post-mortem. Like, beyond the grave, he still has to battle, Tupac, the memory of Tupac. Even Jada's kids are like, yeah, my mama loves Tupac and we love him too. Like, it's gotta be awkward. It has to be. There's no way. And I know we saw Will break at the Oscars, regarding his love for his wife. And I feel that Rohit is Will. This whole time, it's like, yeah, your wife loves you. Yes, you're in a happy relationship, but you are never number one, and you never will be number one. And it's just awkward. It's just really awkward. So that's how I felt a lot watching some of this. I understand the principles behind the love. To me, it was a little cringy. It just felt a little cringy.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I thought you were going to go in the Hitch direction for a second, because his character was playing like the love matching. That was such a great comparison. It is so true that people talk about this within the industry and outside of it. But I think that's what made me uncomfortable. There's a lot of good in this movie. I actually really enjoyed the ride, but and I like the choices it took. It was unique. I actually didn't know where it was going to end up ever. Which I can definitely appreciate that from a writing standpoint and a storytelling standpoint. Like, I was like, what is gonna happen? Just to start with the positive, so many great characters that I really loved. The mom, Jenny, icon. She's my number one. Gia is quickly number two. She's so great. But the character of Alman, I thought was so beautiful in so many ways, in the sense that, like, talk about true selflessness, that you're willing to give up everything while you're still here for the happiness of others, and spend the last of your time making sure the people you love are happy. I don't think there's anything more beautiful. But I feel you, to go back to that first point. It's like, poor Rohan here is never gonna be the number one love of her life, and she didn't. And I mean, maybe he is, but she never said that.
Yeah. Maybe that probably would have made me feel in a different space if, like, that last few moments of her meeting her husband, as they're talking about, talking about how great Tupac was.
Yeah,
kids
yeah,
around,
yeah.
But if there was a moment where she was like, but I've learned that my heart can grow to appreciate a new love with the same intensity or even more, or something like that, I'd have been like, oh my gosh, that's great. But it kind of ended with like, nah, that was still the love of my life. So
like, she's still crying.
You can't be mad at him, because like you said, he was a good guy who legitimately tried to do the right thing. He really did. But the love, the heart wants what the heart wants.
I feel like we can't be mad at Amon. Amon was dying, right? Like, you can't be mad at him. But at the same time, I'm like, what would it have looked like if you told her from the beginning? And also, like, is that right to Rohan to do this? Like, because a lot of this was him. I don't know. Rohan came to the conclusion that he loves her and will love her forever. But I feel like a lot of that was a mom being like, yeah, do it. Do it.
And then, okay. And let me first say that I did enjoy the journey. I enjoy a story that takes me into space that I can't see coming, So I do appreciate that. But that moment when they're sitting on Amon's deathbed and Ro's sitting there with him, and Amon is like, yo, you got your lady now, but I'm gonna get her in the next life. I was like, that's so inappropriate right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're dying right now, but golly, that's just, woo. Oh.
Like, right? And in some religions, I don't know specifically because there was multiple religions and cultures going on, but like it is into the next life, right? So it's like you can't just tell someone not to take someone, their love of their life, into the next life with them. But on the good stuff too, though, like I couldn't stand the grandma. I thought she was like really wicked, and I think anyone who is mean to a child deserves to get bop 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 knocked around a bit. But talk about growth, and also it brought up good points of like it played to the same part of this secrecy and like sometimes being hidden in our own decisions or what's going on in our life. And this is why I really feel like being truthful about everything is so the way to live. But I'm glad that she had that full circle turnaround, that when the truth was presented to her, it sucks that it had to take that, but when that was, and like her judgment and her false claims of what happened to her son was able to disappear, she was able to grow this relationship with this little girl who was so innocent.
You know, I think it's a good lesson that even though you love somebody, you still don't know everything about them.
Yeah.
And there's still, you know, everybody keeps their own secrets, I guess, per se. I thought it was interesting that they reinforced that the father was still a good man, that he just made this bad mistake.
Me too.
I was like, okay, we'll see. That's not bad. Because it could have easily gone, you know, a whole other way and like, your daddy ain't ish.
Yeah.
and we'll just ride on that. But they didn't. They still, in a way, try to like honor this man's, you know, past or his name, showing the strength of the family, that even though this is not this woman's child, you know, she still has the strength to overcome. That's not an easy ask.
Oh my gosh, no. I loved how the mom talked about the idea of strength and weakness, because I'm not married, but hopefully when I do, I don't, you know, succumb to cheating, because I really do. And I hate to judge, but when I think about cheating, and I have it in my life, it's knock on wood, never do. It is a weakness, right? It's the inability to avoid the temptation that's presented in front of you, unless you are in an open relationship. And when she was talking about Rohan being that's strong, that he's able to like understand the truth and still love you for it. All of us have weaknesses and all of us have strengths, but it's interesting when like we're making decisions based on others a lot of times in either of those categories.
There was one small little thing that I want to bring up, and that is like, it felt like it had a very strong, okay, we're shooting this in America, so let's add as much American flavor as we possibly can. And I thought they were going to ride with that through the whole project. And it seemed like they really were. It wasn't until maybe like 3/4 of the way through when I think the creators of the show was like, well, let's just show that this is still India and we're still proud India, and we'll display that in this scene regarding the restaurant being brought back. And they took down, you know, some of the red, white, and blue, and said that this is New Delhi and this, that, and the third. Yeah, I thought that was a cool way to kind of like still remind me, the viewers, like, no, don't get it twisted. We are still here in New York, but we are still very much India. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I love that. That was a fun scene for sure. The first half of the movie, I really, really enjoyed, like seeing the family go from broken to kind of rebuilding, and then with the restaurant. So it was a fun watch. Definitely a long rom-com. Or I don't even know if you'd call it a comedy, but I did like some of the quick-witted dialogue though too. I want to mention that. I think that was impressive. But that was fun. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up so YouTube knows that you liked hanging out with us today, and hopefully you didn't cry too much. I'm STEPH. This is...
Hey, it's your boy SYNTELL.
We'll see you later. Much love.